Forgiveness is the key that can free us. But what if it's the very thing that binds us? In this story, the weight of resentment becomes the invisible chains that hold a kingdom captive, and only forgiveness can break them. The wishing stone of the broken king, the paradox of undoing the past. King Talian's rule was marked by triumphs and betrayals. His kingdom prospered under his hand, but his heart, secretly, was a different matter entirely. Betrayed by his most trusted confidant years ago, he carried the bitterness in silence, a king with a crown weighed down by resentment. The kingdom saw a ruler unshaken by. But within the palace walls, Talion was a man unmoored, driven not by strategy, but by the need to undo a single moment of heartbreak. One fateful day during a solitary walk in the royal gardens, his feet brushed against a stone, an ancient weathered stone that hummed with an unfamiliar energy. The stone had a name, the Wishing Stone. It was said to grant the holder the power to undo the greatest sorrow. Gripped by the desperate hope of changing his past, Talion made his wish to erase the betrayal, to undo the pain that had festered for years. In that moment, the wishing stone glowed, and for a heartbeat, the world seemed to pause. The air shifted. A vision, sharp and sudden, appeared before him. He saw the day of the betrayal as if it were happening all over again. His confidant, his most trusted ally, betrayed him for a promise of greater power. The betrayal was vivid, fresh, but as the vision deepened, Talion felt something change. His heart twisted. The past, once so clear in its pain, began to blur into something more intricate, more painful. What had once been a singular act of betrayal now appeared as a series of choices, each one leading to the next, and Talion saw something in the depths of the vision. His own hand, too, had shaped that moment. He had not been an innocent bystander in the unfolding of that tragedy. He, too, had made choices that had brought him here. The stone granted him what he wished for. Time rewound, and the betrayal was undone. The confidant never turned on him, and the wound never formed. Yet as the stone's power settled, Talion realized something deeper. The act of undoing had not brought him peace. It had not freed him from the torment that had shackled his heart. In that moment, Talion understood the gift of the stone wasn't to erase the past. It was to forgive it. Forgiveness wasn't about changing what had been done. It wasn't about rewriting history or pretending the betrayal hadn't happened. Forgiveness was the key to releasing the grip of resentment that had festered in his soul for so long. Only by choosing to forgive not just his betrayer but himself could he free himself from the chains he'd forged. Talion made his final choice. He returned to the wishing stone to the earth. And in doing so, he left behind the need to undo what had been. Instead, he embraced the paradox of forgiveness. By forgiving the betrayal, he unlocked the future that had once been closed to him. The past would remain, but his heart was free.